Congratulations, you want to start an LLC in California. I'm going to walk you through the exact steps that you have to take in order to get your LLC established correctly. Now, I'm going to do this for free. There are lots of companies out there that claim it's going to be free, but it's really not. They charge you on the back end. You have annual fees and things like that. This is going to be a step-by-step walkthrough. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come to the California Secretary of State website. That's the site we're on. And before we even get this started, you're going to want to have a name selected, obviously. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of what you need to name your company or how you need to name your company, but there are a few things you need to remember. It needs to have LLC at the end of it. So if it's Bob's Lawn Care Services, it's Bob's Lawn Care Services LLC. It's all together. You also can't have the words like bank or trust or nonprofit or anything like that in the name. So keep that in mind. There are searches for names that you can do in this website to make sure that the name that you want isn't already taken. Another thing too, real quick before we get started, make sure that your name is available for your website. So do all that research before you get to this step of establishing your LLC. But here we go. All right, the first thing you're going to do, we're on the homepage of the Secretary of State of California. You're going to go to business. Now, once you click on business, you're going to have this page come up. You're going to click on Biz File Online. Now, you're going to need to set up a profile for California. And once you set that profile up, it's really easy. You're going to click on this, go to another page, and it'll say create profile. You click on that. All you do is put your name, I think your phone number, your email address, and then it'll send you a confirmation email to you, the email that you put in there. It'll give you a code, and then it confirms that email address, and then you have your profile set up. So that's the first really quick step. And now I'm going to get into the actual establishing your LLC. So we'll do that next. All right, now that you have your business profile set up with California, you're going to go into forms right here on the left-hand side, and you're going to click on that. Now that we're here, we're looking for this part right here. So the limited liability company's initial filings, and you're going to click on this one right here. So you click on Articles of Organization California LLC. So click on that. You want to file online. There's a $70 fee. I believe there is I think it's like $800 a year to have a company in California. So that's definitely on the highest end for operating a business in a state. So we're going to hit file online. And this is just the privacy warning. Essentially, all the information that you're going to be putting into this form will be available to anyone on the internet, which is fine. I mean, anyone can find all this information anyways if they really wanted to, but that's just to let you know. So this is what this is telling you about that. So you just scroll to the bottom, sign your privacy away, and then you're going to hit next. All right, so the submitter is going to be you. So you're going to type in your name, your email address, your phone number, and I will do that and not make you watch. All right, once you're done with that section, you are going to click on next step. The LLC you're signing up for, I'm assuming, is not going to be a professional LLC, meaning this isn't to be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, anything like that. So this is just a standard LLC that we are filing. So hit next step. And then it's going to ask you if you've already reserved the name for this filing. You can hit no. And then this is where you're going to put in your name. So you're going to write the name, and then you have to have LLC at the end. So we'll put that name real quick. All right. Once you got your name in there, I got Billy's Lawn Care Services LLC. You're going to hit next step. And then here, you're just going to be adding your name, address, phone number, email, put in your address, fill all this out for both sections, and then we're going to go to the next step. So I will do this on the back end and then be right back. All right, so once this is all filled out, we'll go to the next step. Just as a heads up too, I mean, it says this in the description, but you can't use a PO box for this address. It has to be a physical address. This should be your home, or if you have an office or warehouse or something already set up, you can put that in there as well. So we're going to hit next step. All right, this next step threw me off the first time I set up an LLC. It's asking for an agent for service process. I thought this was like a professional service that you had to have. The registered agent is going to be you, or in this case, it's called the agent for service of process. Essentially what this is, it's where and to whom California is going to send all the business documents, legal documents, notices, anything like that. They just want to know who they're going to be sending this to and where. So just put individual, it's going to be yourself, and then you're going to fill all this information with your information. So your name, your address, and everything like that. So I'll do that on the back end and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have all the information entered in, one of the key things that I like about the California website is you don't have to type it in. As long as it's the same information as the principal person that you put in the very beginning, you can just hit copy from. And so you hit copy from, puts all that information in really easily, and then you hit the next step. Now, the management structure is going to be completely up to you. So if you want to do one manager, more than one manager, all LLC members, you can figure out how you want to do that. I will just put one manager for now, and then essentially you would be that manager. So you're managing this LLC. And then the file date, I would just put the most current date, then you hit next step. All right, for attachments, you could put documents like operating agreement, other business legal documents if you wanted to put them on there. I personally wouldn't put it on there. The less information I have to share with the public, I'm all for that. So my operating agreement and all my other legal documents associated with my business are in a completely different folder that is not public. So if you want to put it on there, you can. I personally wouldn't, but it's totally up to you. I'm not going to. Again, registering this LLC is for educational purposes. I'm not actually going to register this LLC because I don't want to spend $70 doing that or $800 after that comes up. So long story short, you don't have to put anything if you don't want to. So hit next step. Now this section is really important. You want to make sure you double check everything. I know most states will charge you a fee if you have to go back and edit anything after it's been submitted. So go through this entire list of information and make sure that everything's in there correctly, especially your name, address, and especially your business name. Very important. Make sure that's all in there correctly. So I'm going to scroll through, make sure everything's done correctly. We're just going to say it's one signature because it's me. And then you're going to hit, by signing this, I affirm under. This is why I'm not going to submit it, because I'm not going to perjure myself. This is for educational purposes only. So what you're going to do is once you've gone through all this, you've clicked on the single signature and you've authorized that all the information is correct. Then once you get to the end, you're going to hit next step. It's going to take you to the processing fees. And that's where you're going to put in your credit card information, pay the processing fee, which I think it said $70. But like I said, I believe there is every year after that, it's $800 per year. I believe you'll have to look into that. Obviously, depending on, this is 2024 right now, depending on the year, it could go up. And then you are going to file those documents and submit them to the state. Now, each state is different. It's typical that it's about, let's say 3 to 5 business days is usually what it takes. But once you've had that submitted, you'll get a confirmation email that it's been submitted and that it's going to be processed. And so once it gets processed and you get confirmation, there's no questions that they have about your application or anything like that, you will receive your articles of incorporation for your LLC. And why that's really important is it's the first step of establishing your business correctly. So you have your articles of incorporation. The next thing you have to have is you have to have your EIN, which is your employer identification number. You have to get that through the IRS. And I have a video on how you can do that. Very simple. I mean, this was really easy on its own, setting this up. Like I said, there's companies out there that will charge you $200-$300 just to set up your LLC. They will also charge you $200-$300 to set up your EIN. The EIN is completely free to set up. There's no filing fee or anything like that. So the reason that it's important, you have to get your EIN because your EIN is your social security number for your business. And you can't open up a business bank account without it. You'll need your articles of incorporation and you'll need an EIN number in order to set that up. So that is really important that you have both of those. So what I want you to do, click on the link below. I have another video of how to set up your EIN, just how easy it is to set up. There's no reason to pay a bunch of money to do that. Now, one of the things we do offer at our company, at Unsexy Businessmen, is we offer a comprehensive list of different documents that you will need to operate your business successfully within the first year. So you have an operating agreement, which you do need an operating agreement to open up a business bank account as well. We have non-disclosure agreements. We have non-compete. We have non-disparage agreements. When you're first starting your LLC, how do you hire people? How do you fire people? How do you find customers? There's a million questions. How do you rank high on Google searches? There's a ton of questions that you're going to have. And we have formed this business to help entrepreneurs be as successful as possible on their own. A lot of those other companies have annual fees you have to pay. And they have a lot of, oh, you want this document? What's going to cost extra here, here, here. Ours is a one-time fee. That's all you pay. And you'll have access to all the documents. You'll have access to the community that we have of other entrepreneurs that are looking to grow and be as successful as possible. Like I said, if you click on that link below, it'll take you to, first of all, how to get your EIN for free. And second of all, it'll show you all the different documents that are available for purchase, one price. And it's perfect. I wish I would have had something like this when I first started my business, because this took me years to curate all these different documents that are necessary to have a successful business and that are very, very important to protect you legally from lawsuits, from employees when they get fired or they quit and they want to talk bad about your company and try and bring you down. There's ways to protect yourself against that. There's a ton of information there. And like I said, the community there is awesome. So go check that out. But that's what we're here for. Check out the website and let's help you grow your business.